Lawn bowling is more than just a game. There's no talking on the green.
Genuine 1972 prices.
And nothing this soft. Just stick it right up and right up.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors. Welcome to Without Bias.
Apia, the go-to insurance for retirees. Call 13 50 50. Get set, go. Local legends wanted. A bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me.
Hello everyone, welcome to Without Bias and a special World Championships wrap-up edition here on SEN. Julia Marcus with you once again. It is all thanks to our great friends at Bowls Australia. Local legends wanted. A bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me. And for Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia, the go-to insurance for retirees, called 13 50 50. Get set, go. On this week's program, it is filled to the brim with gold medalists. Aron Sherriff is going to join us in a moment. He is our Right at Home Player of the Week. Right care, right at home. He is a two-time world champion in 2023, a triple world champion overall. And also Dawn Hayman will be along to tell us about her maiden World Bowls Championships gold in the women's triples. But let's start this week with our Right at Home Player of the Week. And if you're looking for a Right at Home Player of the Week, improving the quality of life for those we serve, we can't go any further than Aron Sherriff. Two-time world champion at this event, the men's fours and the men's triples. He's now a triple world champion, the first male jackaroo to ever win 3 world championship gold medals. And he joins us on the line. Aron, welcome to SEN.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show.
Well, congratulations, a triple world champion. How does that sound?
Yeah, pretty crazy to be honest. I'm not sure it's really sunk in just yet. I mean, only a couple of days out, had one day at home, back to work today. So, reality's kicked in pretty quick. So I'm sure it's something that'll sink in time.
Did you get much of a reception from your workmates when you went back today?
I guess the fortunate thing of winning those titles on your home greens was that you're around your club mates and all that sort of stuff. So we had a pretty good celebration over the weekend, and then just back into it today. So the boys were proud of us, and I guess happy to have me back.
You got 3 gold medals now in the World Championships. You're the most successful male jackaroo of all time. When you think of things like that, do you think of that at all? Does that give you cause to stop and think back of what you've been able to accomplish over your career? Or are you still, I guess, in the swing of things, and that's something that you look back on when you give it away?
Yeah, no, I think I'm sort of still in the swing of things. It's an amazing, I guess, achievement. Knowing how many incredible players have played for Australia, to now sit atop of that list for world titles is pretty cool. But yeah, I think I've still got a little bit left in me. So really proud of what we were able to achieve over the last couple of weeks, and to get 2 more titles to bump it up to 3 was amazing. And really excited to be the only guy with 3 titles. But I think we can add to that too.
Well, I want to go back through the World Championships with you. I'll start with the triples. Yourself, Corey Wedlock, Carl Healy. You had the final against Scotland at Hellisvale, and you looked to be absolutely clinical. Do you think that it was the difficulty of the early stages where you had some of those tougher battles that you were able to really hit your straps come the knockout stages?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't have it our own way throughout sectional play. And after we, sort of, I guess, scraped through the section, I sort of said to the boys that I think this is like the perfect progression for us. Like we haven't had the easy wins. We've had to fight it out. We've hung tough. We've pretty much experienced every conditions, and including lightning and stops of play and whatever else, and having to come back out and play the last 10 over an hour after we had tried to complete it. So I mean, we had basically everything thrown at us throughout the section. So for us to come through that, I think that hardened us up, and we were ready and motivated for the finals, and I think the proof was in the pudding, wasn't it?
Was there anything else that you were able to flick the switch? Because, again, the difference between your play in the early stages and then into the knockout rounds, it was quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I guess, we're a new combination, so we weren't able to get any lead-up matches and stuff like that. It was only really training and, camps and stuff. We were able to sort of fine-tune our combination, so to speak. So, we were flying blind a little bit, to be honest. So, obviously Carl and I weren't really experienced together. We've had a lot of team meetings and discussions about things, but, having conversations and then being in the firing line are two totally different things. So, throughout that sectional play, we were working on and fine-tuning how we wanted to play and, what would get the best out of us. And I just think everything clicked in those finals, and I mean, to put in the performance that the three of us did against an unbelievable team of Scotland was just probably the icing on the cake, and it was really exciting and unbelievable, to be honest. We were just totally in the zone. We were enjoying it. I don't think we really felt any pressure. It was just fun, and we were enjoying it, and we come out world champions, so it was pretty awesome.
Aron Sherriff is with us on Without Bias, a right-at-home Jackaroo. He walked away with the men's fours and triples titles, as well as part of the overall team champions at the World Bowls Championships. I want to go to that fact that you were able to take out the overall men's team trophy. You have the individual success, you have your triple and your fours pairing, and you have that combination. But to have the entire squad take away the championship, how big of a thrill is that for yourself to be a part of that?
For me, being a team man, it's probably the most important part. I guess our women's team has been so successful for the last decade. They've dominated the world, and we've had a extremely strong men's team as well. But I've just felt like we've probably underachieved a little bit on the international stage. So for the boys to get together and as I said, it's a relatively new five. So for us to gel so quickly and have the success that we did, and then to finish number one in the world, I think that's the most pleasing part of the whole trip for me. We had an amazing time. We had plenty of good banter. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. And we had a lot of, tough times and some good conversations. So for the five of us to gel the way we did and to come away as the number one nation, that was probably the thing I'll remember the most, I think, out of that World Championships.
You added Aron Tees into the fours event. What did he bring that was able to just take your game to a new level after the success that you had in the triples?
Yeah, well, I guess Teesy was probably a good motivation for us because, he'd had that disappointment of the silver medal in the pairs, even though, silver medal at a World Championships is an incredible effort. But I guess it could be easy to get a little bit complacent having already won a world title. So for him to come into our team, the boys sort of lifted to get him that world title, and, he's a class act, and he's got a great draw game, but he's got that attacking game as well, which can, take games away from teams. So, he was that X factor that was added to our team, and he played outstanding. He played his role perfectly, and I think you could see at the end of the game how ecstatic after the final, how excited he was to become a world champion, he was the perfect foil for us after the triple success to go to that next level and win the fours as well.
The final against Scotland, a constant thorn in your side throughout the tournament. What was the difference that you noticed in the fours final against the Scottish?
I think maybe just some. It was such a tight game. Carl played an enormous bowl early in the game when things were looking a bit rough, and I was able to add two to get us that four, which gave us a bit of a lead, and then it was sort of just an arm wrestle after that. So, they're a phenomenal team. I love sharing the rink with Alex and Paul. They're two very good friends of mine, and I've been on the silver medal end of them for a fair few years, and it was just nice to be able to to sort of get that gold medal and even after the event that I embraced Paul and Alex, and they were really proud of what I achieved, what the team achieved, and all that sort of stuff as well. So I just think that learning from experiences, knowing the way that they played, and then probably with Corey, Teasy and Carl not having that baggage of having played against the Scottish team before in majors was probably the difference. The boys were up and about, they're excited, and with their enthusiasm and then my experience against those guys, I think that was probably the edge that we had.
You mentioned at the start of this chat you still feel like you've got a bit left in the tank. What is left for you in your career? What have you got your mind set towards now?
I just think that, like I said, this 5, we've only just got together, and we've achieved some great things already, and I don't even think we've scratched the surface yet. So for me, being 17, 18-year veteran of the Jackaroos, to get into a team where I feel there's so much potential moving forward, it's just really exciting. So, obviously I had my spell and wasn't sure whether I would be able to make my way back, but that was motivation, and I've had a reasonable couple of years to get myself back. So to get in and to experience this 5 and just see that the hunger and the passion the boys got and the enthusiasm to be successful for Australia, I think that's going to be motivation enough for me just to hang around for a little bit longer if the selectors think I'm good enough.
Aaron, congratulations on an extraordinary run at the World Championships and what you've done so far, and we look forward to seeing what's next. Not
a problem. Thanks for having me.
Aron Sherriff joining us, our Right at Home Player of the Week, the Right Care Right at Home. When we return, Dawn Hayman will join us on Without Bias. Welcome back to Without Bias here on SEN. It is all thanks to our friends at Bowls Australia. Local legends wanted, a bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me. And for APIA, the go-to insurance for retirees, called 135050. Get set, go. We'll continue on with our gold medalist theme in this week's edition of the program. Dawn Hayman, right at home Jackaroo, a world triples champion after the world titles on the Gold Coast, and it's great to have her on the program. Dawn, welcome to SEN.
Thanks for having me.
A maiden World Bowls Championship gold medal. How does that sound for you?
Oh, it's unreal. I still can't quite believe it yet. Just getting home in the last day, straight back into bowls again. So, I don't think I've really let it sink in. But all the family are super happy, and, so am I.
You get an opportunity to go back to your club. Give them a plug, your local bowls club.
Yeah, so I play at St John's Park in Sydney. No, I haven't had the chance to go back yet. Just started playing district singles today. So, I'll get back there later on in the week.
The women's triples event, I want to talk to you about that because you got to pair up with Kelsey Cottrell and, of course, a legend in Lindsay Clark in her final event. Yeah, an unblemished record to win a gold medal. I mean, as far as bowls dreams are concerned, is that about as out of this world as it gets for you?
I think so. It's everything that we play for in our game. I've always strived to play in one of these major events, whether it be the World Bowls or the Commonwealth Games Championships. So, we went through undefeated in the triples. It just seemed to work. We were just having fun, we were backing each other up, and, we ended up finishing with a gold medal. So it doesn't get any better than that.
Take us through the tournament. It's an unblemished record. As you went on, when did the confidence really start to flow that you were good enough as a trio to take out the gold?
Well, we played 6 sectional games, and I think we just kept getting better as we went on. And then we played a really strong quarterfinal match against South Africa. And then playing in the semi-final, we had a little bit of a battle with Ireland there. We played at Helensvale. It was a little bit windy, a bit tricky, and it came down to the final end. So, I think we just really tightened up, and then after we won that, I think we really had the belief in each other that we could go and win the whole thing.
Then you get to the final against New Zealand, and you didn't have it your own way. They mounted a mini fight back in the middle of the contest, but you were able to get over them in the last few ends. What do you think the difference was in that final that gave you the edge?
Yeah, I think it was just like having each other's back. We had a really good, strong start, and yeah, they did start to come back at us. But I think we knew ourselves that if we just kept getting them in the areas, and maybe just cutting them down to one an end or winning the end, I think it just made us feel pretty confident that we could go all the way and win it. And Kels played a few massive shots in the moments that it counted, so I think that really got us over the line in the end.
How did you find the greens on the Gold Coast?
Beautiful as always. We always love going up and playing on the Gold Coast. It's like our second home. We've played and practiced there so much. So, yeah, we love always getting back onto the Gold Coast greens. Do
you think that gave you the decisive edge throughout the tournament?
Yeah, I think so. We all know them so well, and, yeah, we handled them pretty good in the end.
You had the silver in the women's fours the weekend before. Take us through that process and coming up just short of ultimately gold, but to be able to bounce back and to springboard yourself into the triples.
Yeah, it was obviously a bit disappointing, the final against England in the fours, but, we were happy that we got to the final. Obviously it didn't go our way, but we had the next couple of days just to rethink, I suppose, and we spent a little bit of time with our families and stuff like that. So we had a bit of relaxation time, and I think it really helped us regroup and refocus. So we started off strong in the triples, and we just followed it all the way through.
Was there anything you adjusted? You felt that the team adjusted between the two events?
Not really. It was quite a minimal change. Obviously, one player going out, and the three of us had played the whole week together. So we just kept sticking to our game plans that we set, and just being confident in each other that we could do the job.
With all due respect to Kelsey Cottrell and what she's done, to have the story of Lindsay Clark, and I want to ask you about her. I'll actually ask you about both. Kelsey Cottrell, a veteran of this sport, and to have her by your side, what did she impart on you that you were able to learn from, be able to team up with her?
Yeah, so I've played with Kelsey a little bit. She played at St John's with me for a little while, and I teamed up in triples and pairs events with her. So, yeah, I'm always confident that she can do what she needs to do to get us over the line. And she just makes it so easy. There's just no fuss with her. She's clap all your bowls. Obviously, we do some bad ones and we don't mean to, but she doesn't seem to mind. She just goes on and does what she needs to do and backs the team all the way.
And then to have Lindsay Clark in her final event as your teammate and to be able to learn from her, to team up with her, and then to win gold with her. Take us through that experience.
Yeah, it's been one hell of a ride, let me tell you. So I got to play with Linny a little bit in the last few years. I think I played her 400th game with her in the UK in the trials for the Com Games. Then we played the 450 just recently in our first round of triples up there. It's just, it's very special to be a part of her success, I suppose, finishing up in the international stage. Like, she's had one hell of a career, and I think that it just meant even more to win that gold for her, being her last ever international appearance. So I think it was just really special for all of us, and I think it gave us just that little bit more determination to go and win it.
What influence has she had across your career?
She's been a great influence. She's someone that I've been looking up to for quite a while now. Just I love her passion, the drive, and the commitment she shows. She's been such a great leader for our team and someone that you can always go to for a chat. She seems to just always have your back and support you no matter what.
We've got Dawn Hayman joining us, right at home Jackaroo, and part of the new World Triples Champion trio in the women's. You had your fiancé Thomas in the crowd throughout the events on the Gold Coast. How calming of a presence is he to be there, especially the opportunity to play at home and to have Thomas and your family there with you? How much of a support network are they? And you mentioned you had a couple of days with family in between the fours and the triples. How much did they impart on you?
Yeah, it's always good to have your family with you. They support you in every possible way. For Thomas, he's always been that cool, calm and collected person that I need. If things are going hard, I just look over at him and he's no fuss, no stress or anything like that. Just gives me a clap and reminds me I can do it. So I love having him always by my side. And yeah, the family as well. I had quite a bit of a crew up there supporting not only me but the whole Jackaroos team. They come along with me pretty much wherever I go, and yeah, the support's so grateful from me, and I think from the team as well. Like, they always seem to make it a presence. They're loud. They cheer us on. So we had a couple of days off and just spent a little bit of quiet time just around surfers and just pretty much just relaxing and trying not to think about bowls, just to get away for a little while and then refresh. It was really good.
So what's next for you? What have you got on the docket going for the rest of the year and then into 2024?
Yeah, heaps actually. So straight back home, straight into district singles. Then going back to Broadbeach, the Broadbeach fiver side. Then coming back and playing the district singles. District fours. Too many district events at the moment. I think it settles down a little bit after that. But then, for the next international thing, we're looking at the Trans-Tasman being held in New Zealand in February. So that should be exciting.
Congratulations on forever now world champion, and that is a very special part of your career, and hopefully there's so much more to come. Congratulations, and thanks for joining us here on SEN.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
That's all we've got time for this week. I'll be back with you same time next week on Without Bias.